Your legacy is every life you've touched.
First and foremost, I consider myself a change agent or a philanthropist. And what I've realized is there's so many unsung heroes that are walking around with us like every day. People you're working with, people that you're socializing with, you're going out with, many of which have a mission and a vision of changing the world and making the world a better place.
I'm Chloe Earhart. I'm the founder and CEO of Lit Bible Study. Lit stands for In the Lord I Trust. The verse that we're guided by is Proverbs 3, verse 5 to 6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, lean not on your own understanding. And so I was like, okay, in the Lord I trust. Lit. Thanks, God.
I am that I am. I'm Daryl Wyatt. I'm the founder of Unravel the Pages. The mission of Unravel the Pages is really getting all of the knowledge that are in the books that exist, pushing towards being authors of your own books, creating those books, but just really placing an emphasis on literacy in Black and brown communities.
I am Ramika Gibson, the founder and CEO of Still That Girl. The mission is to inspire women and girls to look beyond their past and believe in a bright future. We go into the community, we partner with like-minded organizations, and we either counsel the women, so we have some licensed therapists as part of our team, or we mentor the adolescent girls, the teenage girls throughout difficult or trying situations and so forth, and then just to overall empower them to accomplish their greatness.
My name is Michael Coleman. I am the co-founder and CEO of Crown Scholars. Our main focus is just to develop healthy habits at an earlier age, because now, like with social media and like just bad or not as good of influences, young men can kind of get bad habits earlier. So we want to kind of just try to grab them, make sure they have the resources, have the knowledge, have the skills, have the support to be able to do whatever they want to do, going forward academically, professionally, personally, things of that nature.
I'm Kiara Tate, and I'm founder of Think Tank Tuesdays. The mission of it, bringing people together to propel themselves forward in whatever aspect that is. The vision behind it is weird, because basically what's happening right now, like, it's a bunch of dope people that come together and they're working on different things. You could be working on a nonprofit, you could be working on your master's, you could be trying to pass the bar. All these people have come through there. So it's just amazing to see. So my vision is for it to keep being a thing. I don't know if it'll be like citywide or just what have you, but it's just to keep bringing people together.
I am Kiara Frazier, the founder and president of A Girl with Lupus. The mission for A Girl with Lupus is to provide support and care for survivors of lupus. Like myself, we're looking to help with medical needs, counseling, just really give those individuals support, but not just support for individuals that are actually suffering from lupus, but their families as well. Because a lot of the times when we're sick or they're going through their trials and tribulations, our family is the ones that are picking up the slack. So giving our family, our friends, the opportunity to rejuvenate themselves so they could really provide us with support. And then our last mission, of course, is early child detection, so that we can really get detected in the early stages, so the care is not so intensive throughout the time.
My name is Bola Ibadapo, and I am the co-director and founder for the Two Fly Foundation. The Two Fly Foundation was founded to provide travel grants and passport scholarships for underserved youth. We really believe that travel helps equip people in their leadership, and it also makes them better students. There's statistics that prove that. And our whole purpose is to provide experiences or funding for experiences for young people to volunteer or study abroad who wouldn't have the funds to do so without our help.
The thing we have to do is ensure that our society is a just society. Our society has the ability to actually cure its own problems. And while we accumulate wealth on the one hand, we need to also solve the problems that are facing us today.
Nonprofits is hard work. Like, you have to have a genuine interest in helping others, helping your community, wanting to make the world a better place. You have to have a genuine interest and putting in energy and time and finances into that.
I created this organization because of conversations that I had with family members who have experienced a variety of things, whether it was molestation, rape, domestic violence, and we had discussed how it altered the trajectory a bit of their life, where they had to kind of get back on track. Even in my own personal life, I've experienced some traumatic events as a child, in relationships that kind of made me feel like, hey, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy enough. Almost like I couldn't accomplish the things that I was supposed to anymore, and lonely in it, like nobody else could help. And so I just remember feeling like a tap on my shoulder, like God was saying, hey, Ramika, regardless of what you've been through in life, you're still that girl I created you to be. You still have a purpose, a mission, a destiny, and you should go get it. And then go inspire some more people to do the same.
What can we do to make an intentional impact on the Dallas community? And so it was like on a small scale at first, like we should do an award show or something, but we're like, no, we can go bigger than that. And so now it's like this whole culmination of academics, of professional development, personal kind of like coaching, and just giving young Black men those resources that they may not have access to, and we're fortunate to have access to. So, just kind of trying to give back in that way, and then also creating more productive citizens, so that hopefully when they grow up and like do, great things, they can reach back then, and to the next generation. It's like a continuous cycle of just growing, developing, reaching back, start over that cycle again.
I wanted to touch on things that pastors don't get the ability to talk to on a regular basis because they have such a wide range of people in their audience that they're trying to reach. And so since my friends, I know what we need to talk about. We need to talk about sex and relationships and forgiveness and all those different things that we struggle with now. And so just seeing the impact that it's had on people changing their lives and things like from the first day we came together and seeing how we are now, that's the best thing to me.
Travel allows young people to experience different perspectives, different cultures, interact with different people. This helps them in their leadership development and learning how to communicate better. It allows them to be more independent. And we see that unfortunately not every student gets to have that experience. And we see that mostly in our underserved communities. We see that amongst students of color. And we think that every young person should get this experience because we need a world of globally aware young people.
For 2019, I personally was tasked with the mission of becoming. I mean, Michelle Obama came out with the book Becoming, and it's just, it's kind of a mood. You really just becoming the person that you were created to be, and kind of giving back in the form of a story to the community as far as how did you get here. So unravel those pages for us. Unravel what it's like to be a millennial parent. Unravel those pages of what it's like to really embrace what mental health means for you. Unravel those pages of what it's like to be an entrepreneur, and share that with the rest of the community, because I think something that kind of sets us back is not sharing that narrative. And not only not sharing that narrative, but not explaining how you got there, which is the unraveling part. Like, it's cool to, talk about it, but take us a little deeper. I don't want surface level, like, oh yeah, I'm an entrepreneur now. I want like the struggle. Make me feel the struggle. Make it feel real for me.
Just in Dallas, Texas alone, there's 20,000 nonprofits, and a lot of them probably help the same communities. But my thing is, let's become a part of the same solution, and let's work together, not just as minorities, but as a collective, and support each other rather than saying, I'm gonna create a nonprofit that'll benefit me and people like me. That's a great thing, but let's put the people first instead of yourself. And I think in front of every powerful nonprofit, the main goal is to help those who you started out serving.
One role that community builds for me is just for everyone to understand, especially in the minority community, because we are, African American women are the #1 affected by lupus.
Think Tank community is dope. Like, they keep me accountable when I don't even want to be accountable. Like when we're there on every other Tuesday, it's cool. But then like outside of that, like, cause the work doesn't stop. Like you work on your dreams every day. And so you'll have people trying to volunteer like, hey, I'm gonna be at a coffee shop, or hey, this event is going on. Hey, we need to pay attention to this event. And it's just like people holding you accountable. We'll have people say, I'm trying to hit this metric by this time. And then you'll have somebody that's linking up to be like, okay, how's it going and stuff like that. I have people reaching out to me all the time too. Like, how is this going? Like, what are you doing with this? And why haven't I seen this? So it's just been really cool to have that kind of safety net of like people that believe in you and really do want to see you do well.
I tweeted like 2 years ago, I have to do more. I woke up and I felt that. I felt like I have to do more. But I didn't want to just start just giving money away. I wanted to find my philanthropic voice. So I've been on that journey and to actually find that. And one of the things that I do feel is I feel the responsibility of making sure that economically, if I have been blessed with some economic power, that I have some impact, especially on my communities.
I mean, there's millions of things that are happening in our cities, in our backyards, in our states, and in our nations that we may or may not know about, but we don't know how it can help. And my biggest thing is that you have to be on the ground about what you're trying to accommodate or what you're trying to accomplish. So in terms of volunteering, we all have the time to volunteer. Give time, whether it's on a weekday for a few hours, the weekend, whether it's acquiring donations from somewhere else and then delivering it. I think that simply being aware and then doing something about it and accomplishing that goal is something that needs to be done. In a sense, also, everyone has 3 things to offer: time, talent, and treasure. So be a part of it and do it.
One of Two Fly's great initiatives is called the Passport Adopters Program, where we connect at a very grassroots level with local businesses, organizations, individuals that adopt the funds for one passport, which is the cost of $150. It's really awesome because, especially when we do our Two Fly fundraisers in different cities, we get to pull in these small businesses and individuals that really stir this passion behind our fundraising efforts.
I can't do it by myself, and my business and the organization can't just find or bring that support just by myself. And so it's so many different organizations that we can partner with that has their own lane, but when we all put our heads together, it can be one.
The biggest tool and skill that you can have, and that's often underutilized, is empathy and emotional intelligence. Like, if I can get you to feel what I'm feeling, if I can get you to understand the problem that I'm trying to solve, that's when you really like build that community and you have kind of the support of other people. So I think understanding the power of empathy, the power of storytelling, and to truly like know the problem that you're trying to solve. Like, one thing that kind of irks me a little bit is you have a lot of businesses that provide handouts. We build resources, we build knowledge, time, funds, and we just give it to an underserved community, handout. But what that community needs is hand-holding. Like, I need you to feel what I feel, I need you to understand what I'm going through and guide me through that process.
What would you like people to think about you when you've gone?
I'd like for them to say he took a few cups of love. He took 1 tablespoon of patience, 1 teaspoon of generosity, 1 pint of kindness. He took 1 quart of laughter, 1 pinch of concern, and then he mixed willingness with happiness. He added lots of faith, and he stirred it up well. Then he spread it over a span of a lifetime, and he served it to each and every deserving person he met.
We were not allowed to read. I mean, if you go down your heritage, your lineage, and your ancestors really lost limbs for reading. And here you are, a young black male, black female, brown female, with the ability to read any book that you want to, and really open your eyes to what it is that at one time people didn't want you to see, whether it's bettering yourself, bettering your community, learning a side of business. There's so much that you can learn from a book, and I think that's how I'm bettering the community, because I'm opening the eyes that which you see your community through. I'm kind of changing that lens that you view your community through, that you view yourself through. And for me, it's rewarding, not for me, not like personally, but just to know that once your eyes are open, you'll encourage somebody else to open their eyes. And it's kind of like the each one, teach one mentality, and kind of build each other up. That's what we're here for, build each other up.
With an initiative like this, leaving the community greater than we found it is just being present, honestly, especially with young Black men. They have so many people coming in and out, whether it's a teacher, father, parents, whatever. And so we just want to make sure that, we're there consistently, helping them grow, talking to them, mentoring, tutoring, coaching, and just like I said before, developing a more productive citizen so that hopefully when they go on, they can then reach back, they can give back, they can not only grow themselves, but grow, the community, grow Dallas, grow society, and just, be the courageous and kings that they are.
We are equipping the next generation. The next generation is our future. And the fact that we get to give them a gift of this world through travel, I can only imagine what our next president, the next CEO, the next doctor, the next chef, teacher will be, simply because we're giving them a new perspective and a new world to experience.
One way I'm leaving this community greater than the way I found it is just being transparent. It's very difficult, like you said. I'm going through it, so I don't know all the answers. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a physician, but what I do know is I can just tell my story and hope that it relates to the next person that is watching the story or reading the story.
My vision is just to help the immediate need of the women and girls we service, but it's really about the generations that they can impact. We know that if we can change the life and the belief and elevate the mindset so that the women know that they are great, that their kids and grandkids will be impacted from that. And so we have a generational mindset.
People typically forget that we are working this hard for a population that we could also be in. And so I think a huge part of my commitment is that I know I was almost homeless at one point with my mother. And for my mom to have to work as hard as she did as a single mother was to potentially obtain resources like Vocal and of course all the other organizations in the city. But it comes to show that you have to want better for yourself and do better for yourself, and then also that you have to do better for other people, being the nonprofit. So I said all that to say it truly takes an understanding that nonprofits are businesses, but they raise capital to support a business that supports somebody else.
Being grateful to me is knowing that you have what you have, you are who you are, not only because of yourself. Being grateful is knowing that it takes a community, it takes others, it takes God, it takes the right circumstances and situations, and that all of your success is not solely attributed to you. And once you acknowledge that, I think that's power in itself. So I always tell people to balance being great, and that's owning what you have, embracing your passion, what makes you unique, and your independent genius. Balance that with being grateful and knowing that what you have is not only because of you.
Be focused, be determined, be hopeful, be empowered.
Be impactful.
Be loving.
Be empowering.
Be optimistic.
Be consistent.
Be fearless.
Be exposed.
Be supportive.
Be great and stay grateful. Pitt, time to make magic.